Hola.
Hi.
Bienvenidas a Super Mamás.
Super Mamás.
This is Paulina.
And this is Bricia. We're moms and sisters.
I have two beautiful girls, Krista who's 4 and Sabina who's 1.
And I have a handsome baby boy, Eduardo Santiago. And we welcome you to the Super Mamás Sisterhood.
We're here to help one another, inspire one another, and support each other through the ups and downs of motherhood.
I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Okay, ¿listas?
Here we go. Hi, Super Mama.
Hola.
So this week in the podcast, we have Ana Guerrero, a total guerrera BTW.
Total.
Who is the chief of staff to our amazing mayor, Eric Garcetti.
She's the woman behind the great man. Well, she's going to walk us through her journey from being a single mom on public assistance to now becoming one of the most important women in LA.
Love her to death, you guys. This is one of the most inspiring episodes we've hosted so far.
Yes.
So I hope you guys sit down, take notes.
Yes, because I already put goals for myself after talking to her.
Oh my God, totally. Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show.
Hello.
Good morning, Bricia. You haven't had your coffee yet, I can see.
Can you really tell?
Yeah.
That's so crazy, huh?
See, that's why I don't drink coffee.
I don't have natural energy like you. Well, now that you're working out, you probably wouldn't even need coffee if you were a coffee drinker.
No, yeah, I actually that's true. Like now,
yeah,
I have,
you have
like,
more energy, right?
like,
I can
going.
tell. I know. I
was early today.
I am going to, for real, start working out next week.
Next week after Labor Day.
That's right, huh?
So then Tuesday.
Well, if the gym opens on Monday, I will go. But I finally found a gym around my home.
You did?
That
nice.
I think will work for me.
Nice.
Because, I would always go to, because when I lived downtown, well, not downtown. Well, yes, when I lived downtown, I had one. And then when I lived in Koreatown, I had another. Like, everything all worked out for me. But now where I live, it's such an awkward area.
Yeah.
But I think I finally found the winner.
Nice.
You've inspired me. You've inspired me.
I've got
Skinny
a bunch of friends are telling me that they're working out, so I'm really happy for that.
Yeah.
And
I'm inspired. I'm like, you know what I always think too? I've always thought this all our lives. I don't think I've ever told you this, but okay. We're Libras, both of us. You're October 11th. I'm October 17th.
My birthday's coming up.
For any of you guys that want to send us a present.
I know. October 11th.
3014 West Olympic Boulevard, LA, California, 90006. I am a size 2.
Jesus.
Paulina is a size 6 now.
Yeah, I'm a size 6.
I'm a size medium, large, and top. Just kidding. Okay. Anyway, no, but for real though. Oh my God,
So we're Libras.
Okay, we're Libras, and I feel like we are always like, we always sort of like balance. Like when I'm really working out, you're not working out.
Jesus, no.
When you're working out, I'm not working out.
So if you start working out, I need to stop working
No,
out.
but I feel like maybe we should start like now.
Balancing?
Like, yeah, like now, because we're always sort of like up and down. Have you ever noticed that in our lives?
Yeah. Really?
We've always, for every aspect in our lives. Like when I'm really stressed, like you're super chill. And when you're highly stressed, I'm just like, why are you stressed? Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we've maybe reached a point where like we can finally
the what do you call it?
Las libras.
Las pesas están niveladas.
Yeah, well, not yet because I'm not. Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, you have to tone your body.
Yeah, yes, I
That's
know. I need to be
healthy
skinny.
Yeah,
I need to be healthy skinny.
And the same dynamic is gonna be for my daughters because they're exactly like us.
Yeah,
they're
right.
Exactly
so I've always thought that in my life, how like when one of us is going through some shit in our lives, the other one's going through really good times. The one's in good times. You know what I mean?
Through bad times right now?
No.
Okay, so
we're starting to leveling it off finally. In our 30s.
No, but 30s.
Finally at our 30s.
30s. I told you this for my birthday. I'm having a party this year.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm not.
I know. Well, you're never a party person anyway.
I used to though. Remember when I had like my big party in the back of the restaurant with like mariachi and I had like 100 people here?
That was fun.
That was a fun one.
Wait, no, I wasn't here. I was giving birth.
Oh, yes, that's right.
The one party you didn't invite me to.
Yes.
I couldn't make it. I was at the hospital Krista was like a day old or something like that. Yeah, a day old. Because she was born a day before you.
She's October 16th, right? Mm-hmm. I hope mom comes by in October.
I think they will.
I hope so. Anyway, now that I'm starting to have my coffee, I'm already waking up a little bit.
So we're recording before because
we're recording on a Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. How was I gotta tell people this morning what happened.
What happened?
So this morning, between us. So this morning, Paulina calls me. Paulina calls me. She's like, "Hey, you're coming, right?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm on my way. Like, I'm getting off the freeway." She's like, "Oh, well, it says on our calendar that we have to be here at 9:30. Like." I was like, yeah, we're supposed to be there at 10, but I put 9:30 in our calendar so you can get there on time. So you can get there on time. I started laughing. She's like, I've been here since 8:45. I'm like, good. I'm glad that that's changed in you too. I mean, it's such a change.
Well, also because I wake up early now, my body's just like, okay, let's go.
I know. So again, it goes back to like everything. Like you've changed
and
in every aspect of your life.
You know what's so funny?
Like, now you're on time.
That I saw the calendar at 9:30 and I was like, damn, I have to be like at 8:45 because then I don't want to be late. Yeah. So I came before that. Then I was like, I gotta go. It's 8:45. I have to be there by 9 at the latest. And I made it like at 8:45.
Good for you. I mean, I'm so proud because again, I put it 9:30 because I know how you are. And I was like, if I put like that we have to be there at 10, she's gonna get there like at 10:05. And we're not going to have time to set up, and we have to meet the guest.
And you were late.
I was not late.
According to our calendar, you were late.
No. I put the calendar on purpose because I knew I was going to be here at 9:45.
Well, I'm trying to change.
But that's amazing. I mean, and I'm like, wow, you really have like just changed everything. Like dad's probably crying right now. He's probably so proud.
I know when he saw me, another person that we know for a long time, James, our friend James.
James Cottle. He probably listens.
I know. Hi James. He stopped by the restaurant yesterday, and when he saw me again, it's crazy to see the shock on people's faces because I've known him for such a long time, but he saw me, and he's very subtle.
Yeah.
But when he saw me, his eyes opened like really wide, and he was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "Oh, what?" He was like, "You look so different. Like, what happened?" And I was like, "I lost weight," and I can't believe because it's been such a short. I saw him the weekend before I started the challenge.
That's right.
I saw him at Smorgasburg.
6 weeks, right?
Only 6 weeks. It only takes 6 weeks to change your body, ladies.
Yeah.
Like, it really does. 6 weeks.
So you have another 6 weeks from here until your birthday.
I'm going to do one more.
Another challenge?
Mm-hmm. I know. I'm crazy. I don't know if I told you at the door of the gym. Well, at one of the doors of the gym, they have this.
That's how they hook you in.
No, it says, warning, my program is addictive, whatever, so when I just got there and I started, I was like, what the hell, whatever, I was like, this is funny. And now when I read it last time, I was like, dude, that's true, because now I'm like, I want to do it. I want to do more. I want to do what's next. I want to do more. And the other day I saw this guy climbing like monkey bars for adults, like really long ones, and he did the whole thing, and I was like, damn, I want to do that. So goals.
Well, I am very proud, and I know you're gonna do it, so congratulations again. I feel like we've been talking about this for like the past 4 episodes, but I think
this week it's what like the most change happened.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about it on the last Target Thursday.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
Like the entire episode was about that, and like now it's like the whole intro is about this. But I just want to just give you credit, and I don't for all this girls out there who have other sisters who are sort of similar to you and I, like, it's so crazy because I'm in shock.
Jesus, you make it seem like I was so bad.
No, it's not that you were bad. It's not that. It's not about like you losing weight. It's about how you transformed yourself.
I know.
As a person. It's not, I think like the body part of your transformation was sort of like the last. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like everything that you went through, you got to the point where you were able to actually like achieve something that you've been wanting to achieve all your life.
Yeah.
Since high school.
Since forever.
So I feel like
since I was like 8 years old. No, for real.
Yeah.
Since
Since you were 8 years old.
Yeah.
So the whole journey sort of like a culmination in your body, like a physical change.
Yeah. It only took 26 years.
And like now you're on time. So like it's so like crazy.
So much pressure to keep up.
So everything has been like a whole thing. I mean, it's been we're all a work in progress.
Yeah.
All of us are.
Oh yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
But like to see sort of like the change in your life and now in your body.
I think you have to just be very conscious about the change that you want to make. Like, I want to achieve these things and do them, because I think that's what happens. Like, you don't put goals for yourself. You're like, I just want to change, but you don't put it, like tangible goals. And I think that's what's been working for me, just putting tangible goals, like the vision board.
Yeah.
I think that's been like so helpful, because I'm just like looking at it. I'm like, okay, I said I was going to do that.
We need to host a vision board party for the Super Mamás. Wink, wink. Anyway, so this week on the show we have another like
Oh my God.
Mom goals.
For real.
Human goals, woman goals, life goals, guest. Like, I think, oh my gosh, like it's going to be hard to top this guest.
I don't, there's so many things that we could talk to her about. I wonder like what direction we're going to take.
I don't know. Usually when we tape, guys, we are super chill, as you guys can tell. Nada más nos sentamos aquí. We're just blab and blab and blab about. Sometimes I'm editing. I'm like, we could have spoken about so many other things. Pero el chisme nos gana. Like, it's just... But she's just, oh my God.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to take in everything she says, and whatever she says, take it as Bible, because she is just like, fuck.
And like right now we met her mother.
Oh my God. We were like about to cry.
I think we were about to cry like 3 times.
Yeah, just by
5 minutes in conversation.
5 minutes of conversation with her and her 2 beautiful kids and her mom.
I know.
Ana Guerrero is in the studio, and for some of you guys who don't know who Ana is, she's sort of like an LA icon. She's like an LA celebrity. But Ana Guerrero is Mayor Eric Garcetti's chief of staff. And for those of you who do not know who Eric Garcetti is, that's another human goals. Eric Garcetti is the coolest mayor in the United States of America.
Hopefully he'll be president one day.
I'm sure he will be president one day, and probably Ana will be like chief of staff to the president.
Oh my God! Cyrus Bean.
Yes,
the female Cyrus Bean.
Oh my God, we're totally gonna talk to her about that. Anyway, oh my gosh. So she is a chief of staff to Eric Garcetti. For those non-Angelinos listening to the podcast, Google Eric Garcetti and obviously Google Ana Guerrero. So Eric Garcetti is the coolest mayor that LA has ever seen. And I think like the coolest mayor
ever
of America right now. Like my mayor is cooler than your mayor. But she is just a boss, like a boss. Inspiring, like just every time I talk to her, I feel so, it's so funny.
Underachieved?
No, I'm going to change the story. I'm going to change that. Every time before I used to feel underachieved when I would talk to her, I'd be like, fuck, what am I doing with my life? Look what everything you've helped, because she helps people.
Yeah, she does.
Like she generally, like that's what she does. Like her life is about helping people. So I'm not going to say I felt underachieved. I'm going to say I felt very inspired.
Right. I
felt so inspired. Every time I speak to her, I feel so inspired to be a better person. And I feel so inspired to give back to the community because, again, I don't know what we're going to talk about with her, but I hope we touch about like her public work, like everything she's done for the immigrant community. She's helped thousands of people gain residency in the U.S. I mean, an activist. She is just like all around.
Boss.
Yeah. You know,
for real.
So we're very, very blessed to have her here. And we can go on and on about her, but let's take a break and welcome Ana Guerrero into the show. We'll be right back. was your breakfast?
Delicious.
What'd you have?
I had the chilaquiles de mole.
Yeah, was it good?
So good.
I love how your daughter just straight out boss move was like, yo quiero una tuxtepecana. And for those of you who don't know, at my restaurant, we have this dish called la tuxtepecana, which is like a huge seafood platter. And mind you, it's 10 in the morning.
She's over there eating all the squid.
I know.
Meanwhile,
I saw
her brother
her.
ordered a champurrado.
Yeah.
Was dipping his bolillo in it.
Yeah. But
I know.
and your little boy, he's 13?
He's 13 years
with
old.
a man voice. Not what I expected when he spoke, by the way. I was like, wait, how old are you again? And he's so proper. He's got such a great, like, obviously, like, vocabulary. Well, your husband's a writer.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that.
And then, like, you're his mom. So, like, that makes sense. But, and then she just boss move orders this huge platter and taking pictures for her Insta. I'm like,
how old is
like,
she?
it's delicious. She's 11.
She's
She's
11.
11
Oh
years
my
old,
God.
and she is very strong.
She's
very
your
smart, very
only
sassy.
girl.
My only daughter. Yeah, she's the baby of the family, but runs the household.
Oh, I'm
I
sure.
can imagine.
Yeah.
We had a girlfriend here on the show, Lily Love 213. Shout out. She said that her daughter, she's like little Chapo. Like, she just runs ish in my house. She's like, she's 3 years old. She runs all, because she has 3 brothers. You know, her dad, she's like, it's just her.
Yeah.
She's like the head of the mafia.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing like seeing just a strong, beautiful daughter grow up before your eyes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, she's had such a good example on you.
Hard to follow.
Thank you.
Anna, thank you so much for being here. I know
My
you're
pleasure.
extremely busy. I know you're like the busiest person I know in the world. And I just thank you so much for taking the time on your Saturday morning with your family to come.
Because I am super impressed and so proud of you guys and what you've done.
Thank you. Thank
with
you.
this restaurant, and not just with the restaurant, but also that your pride in Mexico, your pride in Oaxaca, your pride is Angelinas, and the way you take Oaxaca to all of Los Angeles, to all of the United States. You are going to put Oaxaca on the map internationally.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you guys for that.
Oh, thank you, Anna. We paid her to say that. Thank you, Anna. So I don't even know how to like start with you because you're a little intimidating, I must say. I'm not going to lie. You're the chief of staff of like the best mayor in America today.
I'm a little biased, but I agree with that.
I mean, totally. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I'm from LA, but who's a cooler mayor than Garcetti?
There really isn't.
Okay, let's start with how your career started in public service.
Sure.
Because let's just start with that.
Sure. Well, I mean, I should probably start with my teenage years because I grew up poor in Northern California. I was born in Mexico, but grew up poor in Northern California. My dad was a farm worker. But I was fortunate to get a summer youth job when I was 15. So I ended up working at the Sebastopol Community Center in rural Northern California. And that was my first exposure to public service. So after the summer youth job ran out, I continued to volunteer. Mm-hmm. And I really, for the first time, became familiar with this idea of work as a vocation, of work as a calling, because we were very poor, and you work because you have to work. You work to put food on the table, to pay the rent, to pay for the basic necessities. So the idea of work as being something fun that you love was foreign to my family. But that was my first real exposure to the idea of loving work and to public service. So after that point, I really set out on a search for work that would fulfill that desire I had to do public service and to also make an impact on the world in a way that was positive. So at first I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. I moved back to Mexico, to Guanajuato, where I'm from. I started law school. I ran into a detour there and ended up coming back pregnant with my first child.
How old were you?
I was 19.
19.
And I came back. I had no marketable skills. So I got on public assistance, which didn't make my dad very happy because we were hardworking.
We're very proud,
of course,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. My dad's the same.
Yeah, and he wanted me to go back to work so that we could all do our part to, continue to salir adelante, right, with the family. But I got on public assistance because I wanted, again, to do something of significance and to make some impact on the world. So I got the public assistance, the food stamps, and I went to adult school.
Wow.
So I was in an adult school 3-month program where I literally learned to type, basic office procedures. And after I graduated from that, I started looking for work. And I was very fortunate that I stumbled onto a community organization in Sonoma County. And as the part-time office manager, was hired. And I did my office manager work, the typing, the filing, the writing letters, all that stuff. But I also started volunteering with the organization. And that was the first time I was exposed to this whole idea that you could organize. If you, as people who were low income or powerless, or you felt powerless, even if you weren't, you could actually organize for power to get things done and to improve your quality of life. And was exposed to community organizing, and I found my calling again. And I was within 2 years of being hired as the office manager. I was the director of the organization.
Wow.
And that opened up other opportunities for me. And then I moved to Los Angeles with my son, who at the time was 4 years old. We moved to LA, and I started organizing here. And again, I worked my butt off, organizing for for affordable housing, for quality of life improvements in the neighborhoods of Boyle Heights and Lincoln Heights. And then I also organized a big citizenship campaign. This is after Proposition 187 back in the mid-90s. Yeah. And through that, I met a young professor at Occidental College named Eric Garcetti. Wow. And we have, very different backgrounds. He's half Mexicano, but, grew up in LA, fourth generation Angelino, half Jewish. And
whose dad was already in public service?
His dad was a district attorney.
Who I saw on the O.J. Simpson show,
right?
By the way.
A lot of water cooler talk about that show. Yeah. Such a defining time for Angelinos. Yeah, so we met, and we just really struck up a friendship and a working partnership. I became friends with his now wife, Amy Elaine Wakeland, and we just all started working together. This was back in the late 90s, and then he decides to run for office. Meanwhile, I had never considered working for a government official, an elected official. I saw myself as someone who would always be organizing communities from the outside to push government to do more and do better. And it wasn't in my plan to do that. But when he got elected, I obviously knew in my heart, in my gut,
elected for city council.
He ran for city council of Los Angeles. And
District 10?
District 13, which includes neighborhoods like Echo Park, Hollywood, Silver Lake, Atwater Village, some of our very famous neighborhoods.
He made it cool.
He made it hipster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I took the plunge because I loved Eric, and because we had similar values. We both have this very profound belief in the power of government to lift people up.
Right.
And that is the role of government. And my own life is an example of that, from my first summer youth job as a teenager to public assistance as a young single mother to the adult school that I went to. Government helped lift me up along the way and sort of created the path of opportunity that brought me to where I am today. So I worked for him as a district director when he got elected to the city council, then got elevated to his chief of staff when he was city council president, then worked really hard on his mayor's race, and became chief of staff to the second largest mayor of the United States of America, which is quite a huge privilege, and I don't forget that.
Oh my God. And you are also an elected member of the LA County Democratic Party.
Correct, yes.
And you're a mother of 3.
Mm-hmm. And you're a wife.
And a wife.
And then you teach spin class on Saturday mornings.
3 times a week.
3 times?
What?
So first class of the day.
When I heard that, I was like...
Yeah.
Can you run us through your day, like an average day? Where you teach spin class, like an average day where you go to class in the mornings.
Sure. Well, what I love about my life, and I consider the greatest privilege, is that almost no day is the same.
Right.
I have a schedule. I have a plan for that day, and I execute that plan. But I never know what could come.
Okay. So then, do you look at your calendar, 2 days ahead, or do you look at your calendar day by day?
Both, and I try to work well. Because of the work I do, I'm looking months ahead in
right.
terms of the various cycles.
I'm all 2 days.
The various cycles.
Oh, is your calendar all color coded? I'd love to
I
see
have
it.
I actually have an old-fashioned paper calendar on my desk where I can see months.
Okay.
And I write it in pencil. So if I have a big speech coming up for myself, or perhaps the mayor has a big event, and I want to make sure that I'm working backwards from that, I see it there. I have my electronic calendar. But, I look months ahead. I also, very basically every Sunday night I sit down and I look at my week ahead.
Okay.
The various meetings that I'm going to have, what I want to get out of those meetings, what do I need to prepare for in order to make sure that I get the outcome that I want out of every interaction or out of every week. Then there's looking at the next day every night, and then looking at the day of in the morning, and again, going through your to-do list. And I think one thing that is very important, in addition to looking months ahead and a week ahead, is just every morning, after you've done your exercise, after you've gotten your kids off to school and you're sitting in the car.
And it's 6 o'clock in the morning for you. After you've done all that, by the way.
Yeah. Well, what I do is, I'll get up at 4:30 in the morning, read the news clips to make sure I'm up on what's happening, any emails that came in the night before, text messages that, weren't so urgent that anybody had to wake me up. And then I 3 mornings a week, I teach a spin class. I open up the studio at 5 a.m.
Oh my God.
And the class starts at 5:30 in the morning. And the people who take spin classes at 5:30 in the morning are all very, ambitious, assertive, aggressive people. So they come to work hard.
Right.
And I come to work hard with them. And I love it. It's completely different from what I do with most of my day. But I love putting together the playlists. I love thinking of themes, what's happening. It's like, it's
your
J-Lo's
time.
birthday.
Did you do a
It's your
Juanga
time.
theme? Did you do a Juan Gabriel spin class?
it's I might do that. This is in Glendale, Montrose.
Okay.
So,
So
introducing Juanca to them might be, but I have done a little mariachi. I've done a little norteña. I think they feel on the edge with me.
I go to spin class. It's so ethnic. It's so authentic.
Right. So this morning I taught my class at 7 a.m. Saturdays at 7 a.m. And tomorrow is LA City's birthday, 235 years young. So I thought, what's my favorite song about LA? And I picked Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. It was the closing song.
Okay, side note. I know we always do side notes, and I'm the queen of side notes of this podcast, but the only reason I know that song is because it was in Selena. Do you know when Chris trashes the hotel room?
Yep.
And the only reason why I know Guns N' Roses
It's because of that.
is
Because
of
Selena.
and because of closed captioning, because it says in closed captioning, the subtitles says Guns N' Roses, and it starts saying the Welcome to the Jungle. The only reason.
Well, it's an
Only
awesome
reason.
song about LA.
Which I didn't even know it was about LA.
Now you know.
Yeah, so that's where I get my creative energy out.
That's like your time. That's your
It is my
self-care.
time putting together the playlist. That is another thing I do on Sunday night, because during the week I'm not going to have time.
Right.
So, I think of, what am I doing? Am I doing a lot of running? Am I doing a lot of hills or a lot of intervals? And then I try to put music together that is, that helps accomplish that goal.
I used to do spinning before. I should.
Well,
go
you
back.
should come join me.
I know.
Yeah, come join
Well,
me.
you know what? That now that you were saying, I when I'm working out at 6 in the morning, and like 1 or 2 times I went in the afternoon, and you're right, definitely the energy in the morning, it's completely different at night. Like people at night are really like, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
But in the morning, everybody's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I woke up at 4 in the morning. Let's do this. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. If you're getting up before sunrise, you
Yeah.
mean business.
I
right?
know. And when I'm driving to the gym, it's like dark. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I want to go to bed.
Yeah. And it makes a huge difference for how you feel the rest of the day.
Definitely.
So partly, obviously, it helps keep me in shape, but it definitely gives me a lot more energy.
Okay. So then you do that, and then you come back home.
Yeah, get my kids off to school. I like to read the old-fashioned newspaper.
Nice.
I figure not many people read the old-fashioned newspaper anymore, but every single one of the persons in LA who reads the old-fashioned newspaper Votes. So I want to see what they're seeing in the morning.
Oh, wow.
I'm taking notes here. I'm taking notes.
Know your customers. Know your customers.
Exactly.
Marketing 101.
Yeah. So I try to take my kids to school, and I'm at the office by 9.
Okay.
So-
And then I cut you off when you were
Sure.
saying like the important thing to do after all of that. When you were saying the conversation was going towards like looking at your calendar, looking ahead. And then you said after you're done with your morning routine, you know, all that stuff, and you're in your car. Is there something that you do? Meditate, pray.
Well, I guess my spin is my meditation, but I think the what I try to always keep in mind for whatever I do is, you know, what is the outcome that I want? Because one of the things that I've always, I feel my own life has taught me, is that whoever does the work and whoever has the willingness to put in the ganas is the one who gets it done, you know,
Right.
and who gets what they want out of whatever it is. You know, I'm in a position right now where, you know, I don't have the traditional resume to be in this position. I didn't have the pedigree where, you know, a lot of people in my position might have gone to Ivy League schools or to, you know, had a more traditional
Path.
educational experience. Meanwhile, I grew up very poor. I was a single mom. I was on public assistance. I didn't finish my bachelor's degree until a couple years ago. It took me 25 years.
But you finished.
But I finished just because, you know, at that point, obviously it wasn't to get the position that I'm fortunate to have, but just because it was a bucket list thing I needed to check off my list. But not having that traditional resume didn't ever stop me from working as hard as I could, preparing as much as I could, hustling as much as I could, and always over preparing. So thinking through every interaction, every with a person or in a meeting, you know, it's an opportunity to ask yourself, what is it that I want to get out of this? How does it advance? You know, how do I get closer to my goals with this? And then going into everything you do with that kind of intentionality will get you to where you want to go that much faster.
Right.
Wow, that's so important. I should have done that this morning with you. No, I'm kidding. So then let's, I'm going to kind of segue a little bit here because there's something that definitely I didn't want to get out of this. And was talk a little bit about the essay that you wrote about your father.
Beautiful.
That really touched me.
Yeah.
In so many ways. But one of the things that touched me a lot was about, you talked about like the new macho.
Right.
And the idea of having a new macho, Mexican macho. And also reminded me, you know, your husband's a stay-at-home dad, who's a very strong man who has helped your career be where it is today, and the importance of having a partner. And I just felt like there was so much so much inspiration that a lot of women can take from that. I think that, you know, we're redefining womanhood today. And I think that doing that at the same time, we're redefining manhood because women are taking stronger roles in life. But that doesn't mean that you have to, like, you know, the men have to take lesser roles. It's just like the importance of the roles is everyone's roles is being shifted.
Right.
Balance.
And I love what you said about the machohood of your father and the new machohood of being like work ethic and taking care of the family and taking care of their children. What role did that play in your life? And just, is that where you drew strength from to keep going?
Yeah. Well, I lost my dad 3 years ago, and it made me, it just was a point in life that you just can't help but reflect on experiences growing up and what might have made you who you are. And, you know, my father was a man who got up at 4 or 5 in the morning every day. By the way, he first came to this country as a 12-year-old. And he always, either because he was expected to or because he himself was driven by that sense of responsibility, always helped to support his family. So he worked from age 12 with his hands to bring home a paycheck. And he gave it all over to his parents. And he just approached life that way since he was 12 years old, which is such an amazing thing to think about, and signed up as a bracero when he was 18, which is when he could legally do it. And, you know, and he just, he was always very proud of anything he did. And, you know, whether it was, as I wrote in my essay, if he was picking apples or spraying pesticides, he had a tremendous pride in the quality of his work product.
Right.
And that mattered to him very much, to do things right and to do them well and to do them responsibly, to never take a sick day. That was something foreign to him. And he didn't talk about it. It's just something that he did. And he was very loyal to his boss, and his boss was very loyal back to him. And, he was sick once, and it turned out to be his appendix, and the boss made him go to the doctor. And, so that I think modeled for myself and my siblings, just pride in work, pride in doing everything you do as best as you can.
Right.
And that everything, no matter how small the task or how big the task, you can give it your best.
Right.
And then he taught us, I think, loyalty. He taught us responsibility. He taught us family, the importance of family, and just pride in who you are, and dignity. And, so I think that made us all who we are. And it was a very quiet pride, quiet humility in all of that. And made an imprint on us. And I think my siblings and I, we take that with us, and it drives who we are. And that's my experience of a macho.
Right.
And I think in sometimes in this country, but also in Mexico, we're taught that there's a certain that a macho is irresponsible, that a macho is not taking care of his family. And that may be, but I think the truer meaning of it, for me, and I think it should become that for all of us, is that a macho takes care of his family, that a macho has pride in his work, that that a macho believes that manhood is also about being gentle and being loving and being affectionate, and helping bring the family up with him. So I was very lucky to meet my now husband.
You're now macho?
my macho, my mensch. He's, my husband's Jewish. We've been married for 18 years.
Wow, 18 years.
And I was lucky to meet an artist and writer, and he, if not for him, I wouldn't be able to work as much as I do. And I think that, any big job, and I think you too know this, any big job takes a team, it takes a partnership.
Yes, definitely, yes.
And I think, we've known that about men in the more traditional role, right? If the man is running a business or a partner at a law firm or the CEO of a company, traditionally, typically, his spouse has been home running the household, managing the children, because it takes someone else to do all that work. There's a big endeavor that one partner might have to run the household and run the children, and then the other is pursuing that endeavor that allows us to provide for our family and to grow our family and to be successful as a family and to raise the next generation successfully. But now more and more we're seeing that the woman in the partnership is playing that role. Right. So it's interesting for me. Sometimes people will think I'm amazing for working so much and doing all this and that, and if it were the other way around, I wouldn't get that quite as much. Right. Because it would just be something much more natural, much more in alignment with what we've always seen. But the reality is, I'm just the new kind of matcha, right? It's 50 years ago, it would have been the other way around, just because of opportunities. Right. And now I think we're all making decisions about what's best for our families. What do we really want? My husband really wants to write. Yeah. And that's what makes him happy. That's what makes him, a better husband and a better father. And we're lucky enough to be in a place where we can live on one income, and he can do what he wants. I can do what I want, and we can work together to raise a good, solid family and provide opportunities for our kids.
That's amazing. That's like, it's the reflection of what we are living right now. I think the switch, like you were saying, on this past two generations, maybe, the huge switch on the woman role, it's amazing how much it has changed, and we're not expected to fall in these traditional roles anymore. Right. And having two girls, I am so happy that I had them at this time, during this time.
Yeah.
Because they're going to experience something completely different than my mother or, you know, even me, like as a child. But now I'm lucky enough that I'm living through this transformation as well, like in the society.
Right. And they're watching
amazing.
you be a boss, right? Run a business. And it's the most natural thing in the world to them.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
And there was another question that I wanted to do real quick, or maybe not quick, but I always struggle with, you know, you, Anna, my sister, myself, we grew up watching our dads struggle. We watched the struggle. We like saw it physically. They're working with their hands. They're working long hours. They're going through that struggle. Our kids have heard of that struggle, but don't see it as, I guess, physically, I would say. We always model by, you know, we always kind of teach our kids through modeling and them seeing you waking up so early and doing all you do. How can we really teach that, or how do you keep that alive with your children? So
we were talking about that
take
earlier,
that
right?
for granted. So they don't take that for granted. So they don't really take that, I guess, that hot shower in the mornings for granted, you know? Because when we grew up, I mean, there wasn't any hot water.
Right.
And if there was, you had to wait 30 minutes for it to get warmed up.
Right.
So,
A cubetazo?
yeah. So like, and you know, our kids, you know, we always want the best for our kids.
We do.
You know, it's so hard for us to like watch them suffer. And we're not like, we try to provide everything we can, but there should be a little bit of struggle. So like, how do you keep it alive in your home, or do you have any tips for my sister and I?
I think that's definitely a challenge. I wish I spent more time teaching my kids Spanish, for example. And that's something that I need to do more of, so that they
ship them to Mexico for a year.
That's what we were just talking about that over breakfast. I'm hoping my mom will start to spend more time there, and then I'll just send them over for a month, right?
The best.
But I think, you know, I don't have, you know, really brilliant advice, but that does matter to me. It does matter that my kids grow up to be humble, that my kids grow up understanding what different people experience, and how there's so much that we take for granted being middle class, you know, that if we aren't exposed to the other kinds of experiences that certain people that are less advantaged might have to deal with, will not give us a full sense of what's happening in this world and what our role is in making it better. So the only thing I can do is give them exposure to the extent that I can afford, which is the other struggle, right? But I think, you know, in my case, when I can, taking them to Mexico, going back to our rancho.
Right. Yeah, to see it.
You know, and to see, okay, well, you have to wait until tomorrow for there to be running water.
Exactly. It only comes Tuesdays.
No, there is no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you have to go to the kiosco. That is the one spot in the pueblo where there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And then we're going to walk half a mile to get to the bus. You know, and then we're going to wait, and maybe maybe it doesn't come, so we're going to wait there a while. So those kinds of experiences I hope are, you know, helping me raise children who are both confident and ambitious, but also humble. And, you know, so far I feel good. I have a 26-year-old son who's living the LA life, and he's got several jobs, all because he really wants to be a musician. So he's got enough work to support his dream, and we'll see where it goes. But he's a humble person, loves his siblings. He comes and visits them as much as he can without any prompting from me, I'm proud to say. You know?
He doesn't live here in LA?
He lives in Boyle Heights with his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, very hip.
I know. And then, you know, and I think even coming to your restaurant, it gave me an opportunity. That's why I brought my kids. You know, they would have been comfortable staying home, but I wanted them to meet you and to, you know, learn about you guys. I had your bios in the car, and it gave me a chance to talk about Oaxaca and with my mom there, you know, and then she could also, you know, tell some stories, and they're taking that all in and absorbing it, and just being exposed to different kinds of people. And I think that's the best that we can
experiences.
Definitely. Well, thank you. Let's take a break right now, and then when we come back, we'll come back with our Super Mama pick or tip of the week. you might have a bunch of tips for us. A tip on how to be Ana Guerrero. We'll be right back. Awesome conversations off mic, and I'm like, turn on your mic. Repeat what you said, Anna.
I'm really grateful for the opportunity that was given to me by my father and my mother, who made the decision to move to this country, because this country is a place where you don't necessarily have to be defined by the circumstances that you were born into,
right?
Or defined by a detour that you hit along the road. Mm-hmm. You can always redefine yourself, I think, and
always.
And you can. It's possible that with hard work, with big dreams, with a drive and ambition, you can continue to redefine yourself. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to hit 40. I might as well finish that bachelor's degree and cross it off my bucket list. And then at the same time, I started exercising a lot, made it an intentional goal to lose the baby fat. So I started exercising aggressively leading up to my 40th birthday. And then I got into it and I thought, you know what? I'm going to become an athlete.
Right?
Wow.
Why not? Why not, right? So I got certified as a spin instructor. So I teach spin. And then the next thing was, I've been watching all these people getting into the Spartan races and the gladiator races. And I saw it as something scary and not for me, because I hadn't thought of myself as someone who was athletic. I thought, why not? So now I'm obsessed with Spartan races.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm not even going to lie. But yesterday I was talking to one of the instructors at the gym, and he told me that in December they're going to do a Spartan race. And I was like, I'm going to sign me up. I'm going to do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. It's a 5-mile one. It's not that hard.
Right. Oh, you're going to do that too?
Well, I'm doing one in a month.
How many have you done?
I think I've done 4 or 5 now.
Oh my God, yeah. I totally want to do it.
And I've become one of those people. I flew to Seattle. It's like my dad would be like, ¿Qué es esto?
Pérdida de tiempo. Ponte a trabajar.
You're going to Seattle to like run in mud and climb ropes and up walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was telling my husband this other day, because he was making fun of me, right? He was like, "You're not gonna do it." And I was look. I said, "You, when you were younger, you were in like a football team, you were in a soccer team, you were in a basketball team. I was never. I don't even know how to ride a bike. Okay, I don't even know how to ride a bike. We don't know how to kick. Yeah, swimming. That's pretty much I can do. But that's what I told him. I was like, I've never been athletic. I think my dad. I think also." My dad wanted us to be athletes so bad, and we fought against it that we don't even know how to kick a ball,
I clearly remember the day. It was the 1994 Olympics. I don't know, Olympics. And, back then there was no cell phones.
Right.
So my dad found a public phone, called the house. I picked up, and he was like, turn on the TV. And there was the fast walking.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And he was like, look at them. You're going to be up there. You're going to the Olympics as a fast walker. And I just had to sit there. He's like, you better watch this.
Start training now.
Yeah. And he put me on fast walking classes.
Yeah.
Because I walk fast.
Yeah, my dad was kind of
person.
You
walk fast. Go to fast walking classes.
Let's put that to work. Let's take advantage of that skill.
Oh, look at that violin. You want to go to violin classes? Put it in violin classes.
Yeah, you're going to be a professional violin. Like, it was always like you had to go all the way. So I think kind of like, I was like, no, I don't want to fast walk. I'm going to walk slow now.
Yeah. So I was telling him, I was like, I've never even been athletic at all. So I was like, that's something that I want to do.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I think that's something else that's new. I don't think, you reach a certain age. I'm almost 46, and you think that's not the time where you are at your physical peak and can start pursuing these ambitious athletic goals. Exactly.
I'm gonna redefine myself and become Jennifer Lopez.
Exactly.
Why not?
Yeah, enough. You can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I started practicing my singing voice and my dancing moves.
So I was telling my sister earlier, I was like, Anna is a totally Cyrus Bean.
Oh, Cyrus Beam. Yeah, you're going to be like chief of staff to the president one day. So you're going to be like Cyrus Beam.
Do you know who Cyrus Beam is?
She doesn't watch TV.
She doesn't watch TV.
I don't watch TV at all.
Well, we went to dinner and I was like, have you seen? She's like, look, before you start, I don't watch anything. I'm like, oh.
Well,
there's a show called Scandal.
There's a show Scandal. It's about the presidency of the United States, and Cyrus Bean is the chief of staff. And he's like badass.
Yeah, I think one thing about having a busy life is you can do almost anything you want.
Right.
But you do have to give up some things because you're not going to be in control of everything. You're going to have to make choices. And for me, unfortunately, one of those choices, those things that I've had to give up is watching TV. Mm-hmm. So there are many, many hours in a day to do as much as you want to do. But watching TV and cleaning my house.
I'm with you on that.
I've kind of let go of too.
I've let go of that a long time ago, girl.
I hope my husband's listening to this.
haven't let go of the TV, but I have let go of cleaning my house.
I'll be like, baby, you should listen to this week. Oh my God, it's amazing.
You should just let go of cleaning your home.
And let's fast forward to this thing that I really want you to listen to.
Okay, let's move on to our Super Mama Picker tip of the week. Paulina, you go first because you always go first.
Okay. I am going to do a healthy tip this week. No, I was going back through like the 6 weeks and seeing like what has helped me and what are the changes that have made the most, that have helped me the most. And I realized that drinking a lot of water throughout the day has helped me so much. I think the first 2 weeks, I broke out. Remember I was telling you that I had like a bunch of, but my body was getting cleaned, and drinking water has helped me. I think it was the key factor overall, and it just keep me hydrated. I was drinking like a gallon a day. You don't have to drink that much, but it's really, really healthy to drink water. So that's just something that now it's just second nature to me now. I'm just like with a bottle of water everywhere. So my tip is for you guys to drink a lot of water.
Well, also to get a large water container.
Get a large water bottle. If you guys were into the Super Mama Social, you got your
24 ounce, right?
No, 32 ounce.
32 ounce.
Those are the best. I count them, so I have like 5 of those a day. But you can do like 2 or 3.
Wow.
Just drink a lot of water.
Smart. Yeah.
Anna?
Totally support drinking water. For fun, I think you should drink tequila.
Mm-hmm.
I love how, Anna's a straight up tequila drinker. We went to dinner. She was like, me da un reposado, por favor. I'm like, dang, girl. All right. Down with you. Well, she's like, I'm over having cocktails, okay? I'm 40.
Yeah, you don't want to mix it with sugar, just pure tequila.
Yeah.
And actually, Bricia introduced me to ocho.
Oh, yes.
Which is a beautiful, delicious, just poquito. Every once in a while.
Yeah.
And
una botella, 2 al día, no te va a pasar nada.
So I highly recommend that. But the other thing I wanted to talk about for moms is I wanted to put in a plug for our libraries in Los Angeles and anywhere where you might be listening, because I do remember as a kid, going back to my macho dad, he'd always drop my siblings and me off at the library when he and my mom were at the lavanderia or at the grocery store. So we spent time at the library checking out books, doing our homework there. I have very warm and fuzzy memories about libraries. And today libraries are so much more. And I think for busy moms, we really need to appreciate the full breadth of services there, and especially for Latina moms that are sometimes dealing with multiple generations in the family.
Right. Yeah.
Like, for example, my mom is in the restaurant right now with my younger kids, hanging out with them. But anyway, our libraries in Los Angeles are awesome. So obviously you can go there, you can get your books. Mm-hmm. Both digital and old-fashioned.
Right.
But there's so much else there. You can go there to get your high school diploma. We have a virtual high school degree program. We just graduated our first class. So many of us have parents who didn't have that opportunity.
Right.
So they can go there to finish their high school diploma. We also have citizenship corners where our parents, if they're not yet naturalized or we're not naturalized, you can apply for naturalization at our libraries. You could also go, if you have daughters, we have a very robust STEM and STEAM program where they can take robotics classes,
wow,
animation classes.
This is in every library?
Some of the libraries have slightly different programming. We have 72 libraries in the city of LA, and some of them are tailor their programming to the specific neighborhood.
Right.
But most of them have access to...
And the central libraries.
The central library is
Beautiful.
awesome. There's also information if you're looking for jobs, if you need services, whether it's information about public health services, or many of our libraries now, specifically our downtown library, also has information for people that are at risk of becoming homeless. So if you need assistance with shelter or with staying in your home or transportation or mental health services, libraries are really one-stop places where we can go to take our kids to do their homework or to listen to a story or to meet an author, but we could take our entire family there, especially as Latinos, as immigrants. We can our libraries just offer a wealth of resources that can help us salir adelante. So want to make sure that we're taking full advantage of that resource that we have in our
That's
neighborhoods.
amazing. I had no idea. I take my kids to the library. We just go and read, like the
Which is wonderful.
traditional.
Great, yeah.
Remember
But
we used to go to the library after school
Yeah,
in Palisades?
yeah, we used to go to the library. It's like
just remember that.
and it's like it always feels like a safe place, and I really like that about libraries. Like it feels like I'm safe here. It's a library.
Absolutely.
So I had no idea they had all those programs. It's amazing. I'm gonna check out my local one.
Yeah, I'm
see
really
what they
proud of
have.
our citizenship program. We've had about 50,000 people now apply for naturalization through our libraries.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's
cool.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
I'm gonna put all the information on our website on
Yeah.
show notes.
Yeah,
Brought a
everything we've
little
spoken about.
notepad so you can
Perfect.
actually talk about it on the show, because I think it's just so wonderful for our community to know that that all these resources are there for them.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna
perfect.
share that also on all of our media, on all
social
our
media
outlets,
and our website and
so that people know about this.
supermamapodcast.com, and on the show notes under your episode we'll have everything you spoke about, and we're also going to link your essay that you wrote about your dad. My pick this week is going to be a podcast. So I was telling you ladies about
Yes.
this podcast. It's called Latinos Who Lunch.
I love it.
Oh my god. I already listened to like 3 episodes.
They're so cool.
I'm telling everybody, like, listen to these guys.
I want them to be my friends.
I'm like, can I be your friend? I seriously went on their Insta and I was like, can I be your friend? Please follow me. I promise you I'm cool.
They're so cool.
Especially their latest episode. They have an episode where they talked about Juan Gabriel and the importance it had on so many different communities.
Right.
Like, just, they broke it down. Like, we talked about Juan Gabriel for like a whole 2 minutes, but like the way they went in depth into his history, his story.
And he loved LA so much.
Yes.
That was like...
Yeah, and they talked about that song Noa Noa and the meaning behind it. They broke down the song. I mean, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, why would I make an episode about Juan Gabriel? I'm just going to redirect people to that episode because no one's even going to be able to top that what they did. But not just that episode, but all their episodes. Again, the podcast is called Latinos Who Lunch. Amazing.
Check them out.
Love it.
Ladies.
Let's support Latino podcasters.
Let's.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
So
Thank
much.
you so much. So much.
So thankful for your time, for gifting us this hour that you've given us of your busy life. Thank you for everything you do for women,
Yes.
for people in LA, for the community, for giving your service. You know, public service is such like a hard job, you know, because you're giving your all. And I mean, it's just such an important job in the world, in our community.
Right.
And to have someone with your history and with your experience in that position, LA is so lucky to have you.
You're
Thank you.
you're such an example of like persevering and working hard, and I just encourage you, everybody out there, to read up on Anna, look up her story, check everything she has done, because you will feel like
Inspired.
and you will
you,
make a
guys.
list. Like, I just
Ya
did
me
a list of
chiviaron.
things that I need to do.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Anna.
much for coming.
Is there you want to plug anything besides library? this is your time. The floor is yours. Wherever you want to plug, Garcetti.com.
Yeah, definitely.
At Ana Guerrero, follow you on Insta.
Yeah, no, definitely check us, Mayor Eric Garcetti. You can learn all about what the city is doing. And if you're an Angelino, remember, you can always use 311 if you want to get a pothole filled, if you see any graffiti. Awesome.
I've used it. I have the app, actually.
Wonderful.
I'm like that person taking pictures of stuff in the
That's great. That's actually awesome. And we really want to spread that out to the community and get everybody to understand that it's a service that's there for them if they have any question about city services, from sidewalks to streets to public utility, whatever it is that you're wondering about. The city of LA is a vast city. Obviously, we have a port, we have an airport, we have one of the largest library systems in the country, our park system. So we have so much to offer Angelinos to make neighborhoods great and help families thrive. So don't forget to use 311 if you have a concern, a problem, or just a question. We're here for you.
Thank you for making LA so cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Because it's really you. Because we all know it's you there. It's,
the woman like, behind.
It's always like, what is that? I mean, there's... ¿Cómo se dice? Detrás de cada hombre hay una gran mujer.
Yeah.
Dude, that's you.
Well, there's the other one. Have you heard the other one?
Which one?
Behind every powerful woman is a very modern man.
That's a great one.
Big ups to your man. Big ups to your man.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, so much for another wonderful episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Follow us at _Super Mamás on Instagram and Twitter. Super Mamás Podcast on Facebook, and our website, supermamaspodcast.com.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. If you're just a listener and you haven't hit the subscribe button, like, what are you
waiting for?
Come on, girl. Come on.
Do it.
Come on.
Do it.
Hit the subscribe button.
And spread the word. Tell everybody about
Rate us.
Yes.
Give us 5 stars. No haters, okay? I don't want no hate. No hate. Just give us 5 stars. And a little review like, yay, I love these girls. But yes, please, and share with a friend, share with a mom, share this episode with someone who you think would gain so much from listening to Anna. I mean, God, there's so many people that can, gain so much inspiration and knowledge from listening to her. So thank you again. We're out. Anna has to get back to her life and her kids. Super Mamás!
Super Mamás! Bye!
Give me a big Super Mamás like you were in spin class, Anna.
Oh my God, you don't want to hear
Go,
that. But
go.
Super Mama.
Bye.
Bye.